Hello there and welcome to Menace. My name is Sirius and this is going to be a slow burn, methodical attempt at beating Menace on expert difficulty on my first playthrough. I have 12 hours in the game, but these 12 hours were primarily spent just going mission after mission after mission, testing different squad members and testing different mechanics of the game and getting myself familiar with them. I have never played more than 2 missions, and the only reason why I sometimes play 2 missions is because I wanted to see what rewards come along the way and some more mechanics and different stuff like that. There's a good reason why we are on the mission select screen instead of the new game screen, and that is because I had to re-roll the game a couple of times to get the mission that I want, because it's randomized, right? And so the mission that I want, the first mission that I want to play, is a reclaim settlement mission. Surprisingly, I have only ever played on the ice planet and the sand planet. I've never played on this planet. So that'll be first. But we have our tried and true reclaim settlement, and the reason why we want this is for the rewards, obviously. It gives us 15% more OCI points, and OCI points matter. We start with 0, and they matter because with OCI points we can upgrade our ship. And in terms of upgrades, our priority is probably the Wayback Outreach Office or the Medical Bay. It depends. The reason for that is that in terms of priority of resources, I would put squaddies, or manpower as I like to personally call it, really up there on the top. Because if you don't have squaddies, you cannot do missions. And if you don't do missions, you can't get any of the other resources. As long as we can keep our guys alive, we can keep going on missions. Doesn't matter if it takes us forever to finish a mission, doesn't matter if we're kind of finishing the mission, losing a couple more of them. As long as we can replenish them, we're good. Right, so squaddies definitely the most important thing. So OCI components, very important. We start with 0, and we will need 100 for the medbay and 70 for the Wayback Outreach Office. These are our first top priorities, which I want to build. So we need 170 OCI points as fast as we can possibly get them. There's going to be a lot of talking. Just be prepared, there's going to be a lot of talking, because this is a pretty difficult game, although I really do like the difficulty. I also like the depth of the game itself, and so we're definitely going to have to talk about a lot of things which, aren't going to just be gameplay only. First thing, or second thing, I suppose we need to talk about is my squad. As I said, I tried a lot of different squad combinations, but there were a couple which I always cycled back to, and the ones I cycled back to the most were Corporal Marta Carter and Corporal Jane Darby. For pretty obvious reasons, I would think, but I'm still going to run through it. So, Jane Darby is a pretty solid soldier, which starts with a whopping 110 action points, 80 accuracy. That is pretty good. And her special ability down here is that she disables enemy special weapons for 1 turn. Special weapons would be going into the second slot here, and they're things like flamethrowers and stuff like that. So very good to have that on your side. You can also take a look at her attributes, which is agility, weapon skill, valor, positioning, precision, vitality. There's a lot that actually goes into one character. But yeah, accuracy is actually the highest in the game. And then the other character that I picked, which I always end up picking, is Marta Carter. For different reasons. You may already see the elephant in the room, 51 accuracy. It's really awful. However, she has this ability, Out of the Craters. Minus 15% accuracy and discipline, but gaining stacking bonuses of 5% to a maximum of 8. So you can get 8 stacks of 5 accuracy. So this is actually, in terms of numbers, going to increase the accuracy to 74, which is actually the second highest accuracy in the game of all the squad leaders you can pick in the beginning. You're just gonna have to take your time. Or, as I sort of am going to foreshadow, just give her a shotgun, right? The other reason why I like Marta Carta is the promotion tree, because she has first aid. And if the game is offering me a medic character on a difficult playthrough, I am 100% going to take the medic. I don't know if she counts as a medic. I don't know if there's going to be better characters which are going to be doing the whole medic role better, but I do like her abilities. And notably, she has Call Out Target, Scouting, First Aid, Mobile Infantry, Hit the Deck, and Team Spirit. There's also Steady Gun, which is going to increase her accuracy even further. And then there's also Full Send. So really a lot of really nice things here. Plus, new tricks, which increases her growth potential by +3. And she already starts with a growth potential of 9, which is the highest out of all characters. And that matters, because this means she's going to grow her stats more than other characters. So while her stats aren't that good in the beginning, her stats are going to grow. And the stats are going to grow basically based on what we end up doing with the character. So the more damage you take, the more you will get defense. The more you will shoot enemies, the more you will get accuracy. So that's going to be interesting. Next up, we have Edwin Pike. Edwin Pike I primarily chose as a support character. But you know what? I completely forgot to look at Jane Darby's promotions. So we're going to look at those as well, and you might see why I liked picking her. So we have 2 Concealment, Athletic, also got Scavenger down here, Sharpshooter, Ambush, Take Aim, Minimize Silhouette, Impossible Shot, Commando. Just overall, Jane Darby is going to be an absolute unit. And yeah, that definitely fits my playstyle of not being too gun-ho, but taking my time, getting a good position, shooting from a distance, staying safe, keeping my men alive and all that. So really fits. So let's go on. Edwin Pike, to me one of the better support characters in the game, which is why I picked him up, because I like focusing most of my firepower on these 2, and then it'll be good to have a relatively cheap to employ support character. And the reason why I call this character a support character is not because he lacks accuracy or anything like that. He's a good soldier in his own right. However, if you look at his abilities, you will see what I mean. So there is Taking Command, which gives another character plus 40 AP, and 40 AP is enough to fire one salve. That's enough to fire off your guns one more additional time. On top of that, we have the Inspiring Presence, 15% accuracy to adjacent allies. We also have Call Out Target, which is going to cost 40 action points and also increases the accuracy by 20% for 2 turns. Disruptive Fire, also really good, minus 15% accuracy for enemies. So already you can see there's a lot of really good support abilities down here. Less cost, also really nice. Rally, friendly squad within 10 tiles reduces suppression by 80 and resets morale. +1 cover level, has no effect when in heavy cover, Never quits, never gives up, and Firing Line. So, overall, a pretty solid pick here, and with some good options here for support. Next but not least, we have Bog, or Gary Boggenright, which looks like a bit of a B tier pick, but I actually mainly just take the vehicle, which we start with a vehicle. I mainly only pick the vehicle for the cover that it provides, because there's going to be a lot of situations in which we are going to have to go around without cover, and so I really like having the vehicle. Another thing that's good about the vehicle is that it actually has really bad concealment, so it's being spotted by enemies, which I know it sounds kind of bad, but when you're fighting against the bugs, I'll show you, but you kind of want them to come to you rather than you going after them, which, you know, it's just, you know, my way of playing against them. Anyway, Bog also has some interesting traits here, or promotions, I should say. Starts with Jury Rigged, which removes a defect, which that's pretty good. Keeps our vehicle running. Minus 30% supply cost for vehicles, but less hit points. Also really nice because it's going to make having the vehicle out on the field cheaper. Then Expert Pilot, pretty self-explanatory. We have Hot Wiring, Fragmentation, Fortify, Minimize Silhouette, Overload, Critical Hits, Steady Gun, and Lucky Shot, which is also really nice. Next attack, 100 critical chance, 50% damage, 50% armor, penetration. So, really nice. I do like this ability because this is definitely going to come in handy later on in the game. So, that's our squad. I also usually like to make sure that there's a shotgun in the black market, and I do not see a shotgun in the black market. So actually, we're going to have to redo this whole thing, and I'm going to have to start a game where we actually see a shotgun in here, because I do not want to play without the shotgun. So I'll see you on the other end. Okay, so here we go. We finally have a new save where we have re-rolled the shotgun into the black market. Same mission, actually also same planet. Actually slightly different rewards this time around, but the OCI points here are just the same. And yep, we've got the shotgun here, which is very important to me. And actually, I'm also seeing the HM SPR, or Special Purpose Rifle. Really nice. Might put that on Jane. Might see if I can afford that. It is kind of pricey, but that's actually really nice. I've never gotten to play around with this one. I did play around with that one a little bit, and it's not so impressive. The 2 shots fired aren't really useful against small fry, and against big targets it doesn't even do as much damage, because with special weapons they're only used by your squad leader, which if we go in here and we plan our mission, I can explain that a little bit more. So let's get everything equipped. So here is the screen in which you're going to get into a mission, and we're going to have to basically choose where we want to have our squads. So you have some information here on the map about what you're about to face, although trust me, there's definitely more enemies here than just the 5 that we can count. There's definitely going to be more. They are swarming in from the sides and all that, so this does not give you a good representation of how much there actually is. And this is due to the intelligence level being 0 currently, so we will get better information later on. Alright, so on this screen you can increase the amount of squad members you take, and each squad member, so the infantry weapon up here that you're going to take, is actually going to be equipped by each squad member as well as your squad leader. So we have 9 of those. See how it says 9 in the top? If we remove one, we'll take 8. This is 9. The infantry special is only 1. So this is only going to be applied on your squad leader, or SL, as they like to call them. So if you take a sniper rifle, be alert that this is basically going to be just on Jane Darby, which we might actually remove all squads from her and just have her go out as a sniper on her own, but having squads is definitely not bad. Anyway, as I said in the beginning, our amount of squads is actually limited, so if we're gonna give 8 squads here and 8 squads there, we actually won't be able to take more squads. See, already we're over the limit, so if we wanted to take 8 squads on each of our members, we can't. Which, for that reason, I am going to drop this gun. And we're going to take some ammunition along with us, but we're still 4 over, so we're going to reduce this to 7. Alternatively, we could take the gun on the vehicle and reduce the squad number here to 5. That also works, which is usually what I do, but we don't have a lot of supply, so we're gonna have to be very careful with what we bring. Any weapons that we pick up is going to limit the amount of other things we can take with us. 630 supply, so if I had taken a different character other than Bog, which costs more to take along, I wouldn't have been able to take 5 squads here. So anyway, we are good to go. Now let's look at the map. So we have to capture this settlement, meaning we will actually need to get in there. So I like to give my vehicle here a straight shot. Not sure what this line is here, this gray line. Not sure, maybe that's a fence. Could be a fence. But yeah, I just like to have a straight shot into the center here with this guy. And then I'm just going to keep everyone sort of positioned like this. Although, since most of the enemies are going to be over here, I might do it like that. And that is sort of how we're going to be pushing forward, and we're going to be using the vehicle as a cover as much as we can. Okay, anything else we need to go through? Nope. I will probably just explain things as we go. However, one more point. I did mention that squaddies is basically our most important resource. Our second most important resource then would be OCI points. And I would argue that our third most important resource is then supply. Which, you know, I don't even know. There's... no, okay. Which is very difficult to rise, but basically as the game progresses, you're going to get more anyway. But there's also some things that we can possibly do to increase it even further, because as you can see, some of our characters are really expensive. Jane Darby costs 188 supply, the vehicle costs 265, and then we have these really comparatively cheap characters, which... that is also one of the reasons why I went with Pike, because he's relatively cheap and offers good amount of support even without squaddies. Even if we reduce it to 2, he'd still be useful because he can give additional shots to our other characters, but in this case we can actually afford to take 5, so we're going to do that. And now let's get into the first mission.
Alright, Marines, let's get it done. Just be careful about what memories you make here.
Okay, we're on the map. We start out in forests, and our objective is straight ahead. If you think the talking is gonna stop now, nope. We're only going to talk more. One thing I like to do is actually put Carter in the back of the car, because she has the lowest amount of action points with 85, right? You check 110, 100, 90, but the car can kind of move a little bit further with that.
Sir?
So as you can see, she has the least amount of
Sir.
range
Major.
she can actually
Yeah.
move. So I like to just put her in the car until we need her. There we go. And now she's in the car and she can end her turn there.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Now we're gonna move the car forward. And I'm gonna move one tile at a time. And we're actually going to stop here. I know there's secondary objectives to complete the mission within 10 rounds and 14 rounds. I do not care. I do honestly not care. These objectives are kind of a trap. Because if you're rushing and you lose squaddies, that is worse for you than actually not finishing this. At least that is my take on it. Right? This is just my take.
Sir.
I feel like I'm better off taking my time,
Okay.
getting my squad members into position, and then I know this is going to make them slower, but I like to deploy them at the end of their turn. The reason for that is that we want the aliens to come toward us, and we want to be in a firing position when they do.
Let's do this.
So we're gonna go up here, and we're also going to hunker down. And then we're gonna end the round, which all of our turns are over now. So now we are going to finish the round.
Yeah.
And we could have moved further, but maybe aliens would have spotted us, and that would have then been advantageous for us to be in a ready position. So let's keep going. We probably can afford to go this far, and we're going to end our turn here. Carter is going to stay in the car for now still, and we're going to stand everybody else up, and then
Yeah.
we're just going to keep doing the same thing.
Let's do this.
So standing up, getting into cover,
Into waypoint.
and hunkering down. End of round.
Yeah.
We haven't encountered any aliens yet. We're still pretty far from the objective. They have no idea where we are, which the little icon, the little crossed out eye icon over your character symbol is basically telling you that you have not encountered any aliens yet. Or that you haven't been encountered yet. Anyway, have we been spotted? The eye just disappeared, so I don't know if we have been spotted or not. We're just going to inch forward onto this road here. There they are. We're going to end our turn right here. We're in range of shooting them, but our accuracy is really poor. Not sure this is really worth doing, but I don't know if we're going to get many other chances to fire things with Bog, but no, we're just going to end our turn here. They're going to just skitter away, which is fine with me.
Sir.
Eyes open.
Let's get ourselves up. First need to stand up.
Enemy movement.
So I also have a setting that makes it so that if we stop, if we spot an enemy, we stop. This is not a good point for us to stop. We're going to move forward by 1 and hunker down. And then we're going to end our turn.
Sir?
We are going to keep Carta in the car. Yes, we're going to keep Carta in the car for now.
Sir.
Let's move Pike up.
Listen up. We're moving.
Always ready.
Alright, and then we're just going to end our turn here.
Yeah.
They haven't moved. They should be aware of me. I'm just gonna wait and see if they are gonna come toward me, but let's just check if they're in range. They are in range. We have good accuracy. We might actually be taking these shots. It's probably not going to get any better than that. If you look at the weapons, it'll tell you what their sweet spot is. So this weapon's sweet spot is at 4 tiles. This is the most accurate it is going to be, and the damage hasn't dropped off that much yet. So the red line is the damage, the green line is the accuracy. And so the higher the accuracy, the more likely it is that you're going to hit your target with each shot fired. In this case, we're going to shoot 18 rounds. And the damage is then going to depend also on the damage drop-off. This weapon has a rather nasty damage drop-off. You can see it's really steep. So we arguably might want to actually be just a little bit closer before we start firing. Just so we don't waste too much of our ammo, even though we have 24 shots, which should last us a while. So yes, we are actually going to take this shot. As you can see, a lot went just astray. We're going to try it again, and you can just see how much, even though we have good accuracy, is not going to land. Alright, that was actually a pretty good salvo. We did hit most of those shots, but definitely it could have been better. But this is also 1, 2... I don't even know how much this counts, but I'd say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... Let's just say it's 7 tiles away, roughly, which this gun at 7 tiles is already kind of dropping off in accuracy, so we definitely might want to be closer. But we're just gonna hunker down here. They're gonna come back as well.
Stay safe.
And we might actually take Carter out now. Which she always has to come out of the back, which is a little bit bad. But yeah, let's take her out here, have her hunker down, end her turn there. And I think we're actually fine to move forward. We should be fine to move forward, yeah. We want to move forward so next turn we can do a bit better. And now that we're a little closer, we might have better accuracy here. Still abysmal. This gun actually is very inaccurate, as you can see. Decent damage though, but really inaccurate. But we're just going to spray and pray here. These guys are already running. I kind of feel like we're going to focus on these guys though, because they're kind of suppressing us, which is by the yellow bar above the health bar. Or above the armor bar, actually, I should say. So we're just going to take a shot here. We're likely not going to do very well, but let's just see. Oh wow, okay, never mind. Bog really showing us what he's made of here. Okay, we got some gut bugs coming here, and these are ranged bugs, so we're not going to close the distance, whereas these bugs are close range. So we can ignore these for now. As long as we have cover, these aren't going to really hit us much, but we still need to take them out eventually. So we now could use our support ability here to give any of our squad members another turn. And I'm not even sure if Kada can reach them, but we're going to try anyway. And now we don't really have all that much movement left, but we can still move one forward and just stand there, which should be fine. Okay, Kada can reach this, and it's only medium accuracy. As you can see, her accuracy is still 68. But we're going to take the shot anyway. And that's one entity down. So each squad, even the enemies, have entities. And you can see the health bar is kind of split up into sections here. So this enemy here, this squad of enemies has 5 entities. And we were actually able to remove 1. So already this was good for us, even with low accuracy. Having 1 entity out is good, because then there's less fire coming from that way. So I'm not sure if these guys disbanded or they're gonna come back. Bog here, I think he's just going to stay put, but I'm not sure we're gonna shoot with him, even though he was actually doing really well the first time around. So let's just give him another go with this. And he did it. Good job. And I think we're just going to stay here though. Yeah, we're just gonna stay here with him. These guys are gonna shoot.
Keep your head down.
Sir?
And we took a little heat there, but we should be okay. You can kind of see the health bar down here. So we're at 69 of 72. One of our squad members here has lost a little bit of health. We should be alright. These guys are kind of a nuisance here for us, but we're going to move forward actually. And then we shall be able to take another shot at them from a little bit closer. From over here actually. So let's hunker down. And we're gonna end our turn here.
Sir.
But we have Pike, so Pike actually can give us
Ready on my
the
signal.
shot that we need. And then we can move forward and sit him down. Of course, cover only works from like one direction. That is like the only thing about the car. That is, you know, you always will have cover from one side and no cover from the other side. We're also seeing some nasty big critters over here, which we're gonna have to be mindful of.
Sir?
Now we can take our shot, and we're gonna take it right away. These guys are out of range. A little bit better accuracy because, again, another turn. And we're also sitting down, so when you're deployed, you also have more accuracy and all that. I'm actually wanting to bet that Carter is going to be able to take these out. Fingers crossed. Oh, just about. But they're fleeing. I'm pretty sure they're going to disband. So, yeah, that was a good shot. That was a pretty good shot. So let's end the turn.
Let's do this.
And then... Oh yeah, we need to stand up first. There's a setting that lets you just, you know, move. But sometimes I feel like it's better to not have that on. And instead need to manually stand up. We don't have enough action points to take a shot here, but we're just gonna wait for them to come to us now. Which they may not even be aware that we are here, so we might start shooting them first. Good accuracy here. We deployed 92 accuracy, pretty good. What about Carter? Carter now sits at 74, right? So no, doesn't have vision actually. These trees are blocking the vision. Do we want to move forward, or do we just want to take shots from here? Good question. We might want to move forward just one tile, but these guys are kind of menacing, so I am going to just take some shots at them from back here. Though I might actually start with Pike and give action points here, and then end Pike's turn. Which then, when we look, we will now have 150. So we can actually take a lot more shots here. Let's just see how this goes. There's only 2 entities, but there's a lot of armor.
Contact.
Yeah, not very good from back here. It's almost not worth it, so we're gonna stop shooting now, because it's really not worth it.
Op 4 moving. 103rd receiving fire.
Okay. Not good, not good. A little bit better, please. Okay, we've at least got them to waver here. Might want to take them out, though. Okay, we got them fleeing. That's at least good. Let's end the turn. And I think we're gonna inch forward. Just stay put here.
Sir.
Let's do this.
Get up, move forward, squat down, and then we should have slightly better accuracy from here, so let's take a shot. A little bit better, still could have been better. Okay, this thing really isn't interested in me. I might just inch forward then. Yeah, we're gonna just stay here.
Sir?
I don't know how far this can walk though, so actually we're going to go back here.
Sir.
And then take Jane one more tile up. Excellent accuracy this time. Okay, let's see if we can get at least one entity down. Nice.
Scattering.
Oh, they're fleeing. Good. Good.
Who, sir?
We need to watch our ammo, so yeah, that's kind of a concern. Okay.
Yeah.
Now we really want to try to get in there, so let's move 2 tiles actually. Destroy these trees. And maybe we're just going to take a shot here, just because they might not go. They might come back to haunt us, so let's just be safe here. And then... I think I'm gonna move Carter first to behind here.
Sir.
Orders?
Jane next. Going
Moving to
here,
waypoint.
yes. I see some bugs over there. If we don't have enough points to still shoot, but see, that's one of the reasons why I like to. Oh yeah, see, that's a perfect example. This is why I go with Pike last, because if they approach us and we are already in firing position, we can now give ourselves a good shot here. And I think if we check again, right? So this weapon has the sweet spot at 4 tiles. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Carter is 1 away, but Jane is actually 1, 2, 3, 4. A lot closer to that sweet spot. So we're going to give Jane the shot.
Ready on my signal.
And we should be relatively safe back here. We are also in this line of trees, which I don't even know. Does that give more concealment? We might need to check if we walk out. So we have 1 concealment in here. Anyway, we're gonna stand up and just inch ourselves forward and end the turn.
Let's do this.
Now we can take a shot, and this should be relatively good. Might even take him out in 1 go. This is about as good as it gets. If they were 1 tile closer, that would probably be the best for us. But this is 5 tiles. It's a pretty good shot here. And yeah, got them all the way down to fleeing with just 1 salvo. Really nice. That's kind of one thing to consider when choosing your weapons as well, is where are they effective? Alright, I think we're just gonna move forward. Let's just move forward. Let's start with Bog, yeah. I'm always hoping that they're kind of going to go after Bog. But we're gonna stay here. End our turn there. These guys are gonna come in, which I kind of figured they would. And we're going to actually shoot them with Pike, because Pike here has actually, you know, all of his ammo still. And we should be able to get a good shot here. So we're gonna squat down. This is pretty good accuracy. I don't know if diagonal tiles would be 4, but hell, it's a good shot. Yeah, take them out right away. Get up, move forward, and turn. I hope I don't regret this, because he's kind of like
Sir?
in an open spot here. So if they had any range units, this would be bad. So now we're gonna move forward, and I think we're going to move forward with Jane first.
Take that out right now.
Okay, we've got 3 entities of warriors over there, which is not good. They're gonna come toward us now, which, yep. Kinda bad that we already taken our turn with everyone, but Carter's just going to open fire. Oh god, I cannot open fire, she doesn't have vision. This is bad. That is actually bad. We're gonna have to pray that Jane can take them out next turn. Okay, let's just get up, move up there, squat down, and then we're gonna end the turn. These guys already moved this round, so they shouldn't be moving anymore.
We've got movement.
Reinforcements though, not good, not good. Anyway,
Orders?
we're gonna have to try. I think Jane is our best bet here. Excellent accuracy. We are at that sweet spot of 1, 2, 3, 4 tiles. So this is the best we can do. And we will want to take these guys out. We only have 1 more shot though, so these guys are probably going to attack us, which is not good. But at least we got these guys to fleeing. So these guys are now going to attack, and we have 1 squatty down. Not great, not great. But they've now taken their turn, so they're not going to be doing anything else anymore. And Let's just see how accuracy is on them. Yeah, target is in cover because of the car. I'm thinking of just running the car over them. Which, yeah, we're going to do that. We're just going to run the car over them. That'll also get rid of the cover. These guys are going to run. And actually, they disbanded, so that's really nice. But yeah, sometimes it doesn't work out. We just didn't have enough firepower, so... yeah, sometimes it doesn't work out. You'll lose a squaddy every now and then, but as long as we only lose that one squaddy, we're good. So, Carta now has better accuracy, I hope. Yep, good accuracy. I think we're just going to take this shot. I think we also shot at the car. No, okay, we're good. Right, and we're just gonna stay here. Got some of them coming around, right? And that's the thing, right? So now we can also give another shot to Jane, who can then target these directly. Although Jane has a squad down, so maybe Carter would be better. Or maybe Bog, to be honest. Yeah, maybe we're just gonna do Bog here. Also gonna move forward, squat down, and turn. Got more coming in. Alright. We're in good firing position here, though. Nice. Okay, so this gun is really inaccurate, but if it hits hard. So let's end our round. There's more of them coming. Okay, this is looking dicey. Oh, gee, okay.
Yeah.
I might actually reverse here just to give myself cover. But at the same time, I don't... So, the one thing that kind of can trip you up in this game is that it's more like chess. You can... Now that the round started, I can pick which piece I want to move. But the enemy can do that as well. Right? So if I move Bog back, they can choose any of these to come and attack us. Which I might want to take these out first. Although I'm not sure if these young alien warriors aren't in range of getting to Bog. They might just be in range to get to Bog. Whereas these... I'm not sure if they're in range. They might just about not be in range actually to get to us, but I don't really want to chance it, so I think Kata is our better shot here. Let's check with Jane. Good accuracy. Probably slightly better. Okay, let's leave Carter for when they actually come and approach. We're just gonna take the shot here with Jane.
Stay on him, 103rd.
And we're going to take another. Nice. Alright, and we're gonna end our turn, and now we're gonna be able to move either the young warriors or the spiderlings. And I'm pretty sure we're gonna move the young warriors. Nope, spiderlings it is. Where did they go? Oh, they're all the way here. See, that's the thing. I was kind of sure they wouldn't have a range, but they're all the way here. Really kind of scary. Alright, good accuracy. I think we're just gonna take it. Damage should be really high since we're so close. We're sadly kind of damaging the car a little bit. But that's okay. It's worth it.
Keep your eyes on this Marine.
So now these guys are gonna retreat. Maybe disbanding. Yep. Okay. Bog. I think I'm just gonna reverse him away a little bit. Let these guys come toward me. Let's reverse by one, actually.
Who, sir?
Oh, wow. I was so spot on with the range. I need to actually look up the range now. and all that. I mean, the range depends also on terrain and all that, right? Because these guys have action points just like we do. But yeah, just going around this corner, I kind of had a feeling that they would be able to attack me if... Yeah, so what we're gonna do actually is we're gonna give Bog
Ready on my
a shot here. But we're also going to soften them up a little bit from back here. Just a bit.
Dope is green.
And now we can take a shot from here, which, you know, low accuracy, but really close. This gun is kind of inaccurate no matter how far you are, but at least the damage is going to be really high. Okay. Wasn't perfect, but hey. Might as well continue with Bog here. And then run him over. That should do it. Come on. Disband. Okay, so they disbanded. That's great. So when this question mark disappears, you know that they've disbanded. They're no longer part of the mission. So far, so good. Now we need to kind of see how we're gonna get in here. So we've got a little bit of cover here and there. And there's some bugs. Okay, and they're in a really precarious position here because Jane is ready. And this is kind of what I meant, right? At the beginning when I said it may seem odd, but I'm always kind of just like getting up, moving a bit, just squat down because I don't see anything. But I'd rather have them approach me, like in this situation here, because usually the range at which they can detect me is going to be out of the range of them actually being able to hit me. So now I'm in a perfect position. I'm already squatted down, excellent accuracy, already prepared, right? And that's the thing. If you think about this, in reality, you also wouldn't just go in there gun-ho. You'd want to actually be sure that you have cover and that you're ready. So let's go ahead and take the shot. Let's just say this is gonna be a one-shot kill. Almost. I actually am going to complete this kill just for style, and then we're gonna end our turn. And we've got more coming in, which again, you know, we are in position to shoot. We have the range of them, but however, we do not have cover. Not much cover with Carter here, so I do not like her position. Which we're gonna get up, and then we can think about where we're gonna move. And I think I'm gonna get behind the car here. Yeah, because these are ranged. Yeah, we're gonna get behind the car. Squat down. End the turn there. And then we can still give her a shot. Like so. We're not gonna get up. We're gonna stay here.
Always ready.
And then we can take the shot from here. This is kind of what I meant when I said Pike is useful even if he doesn't have squad members, even if he's just, you know, just there. He's still very useful.
Yeah.
Alright, they're kind of a nuisance to me here. I'm gonna prioritize taking them out with Carter here. We should be able to do this. Wavering. That's not good shooting, Marine. Okay, there we go. Redeemed herself. This is kind of risky, but we're gonna do it anyway. Oh no. This thing is nasty. This thing is really nasty. Of course there's a blaster bug. Okay, so the blaster bug. There it is. Kind of cool looking, but gee. Okay, so the blaster bug can shoot projectiles. One projectile per turn. So it's really a high priority target. It's not going to be able to shoot this turn. So it is tempting to just go ahead and take 2 shots at it from here. But we don't have good armor penetration, so we might Ooh. Ooh. How much is it going to cost us to move over there? We're gonna have to do some massive re-strategizing. I think I'm gonna take one shot. That was actually not bad. Oh, I'm tempted to just keep going. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep going because that was not bad.
That's it, Marines.
If I get up, I won't be able to move anymore, so we're just gonna end the turn. And instead, we're going to
Ready on my signal.
get some more AP here. We're gonna stay here. Ah, this might backfire on me. This might backfire on me. We don't have a shot, sadly. Yeah, we're just gonna have to. We're just gonna have to. And then Bog can't go through there, but could potentially go here and still take a shot. So that's what we're gonna do. Nice. Okay. Good.
Let's do this.
Good. And then we can finish it like so. All right. We were actually able to take out that threat really nicely there. Okay, let's just stay here, I think. I think that's a good spot for Bob to stay. Is it though? I don't know. Let's actually move Carter first. We only need 2 more rounds to finish this anyway. I'm kind of hoping I'll still find some bugs that I can kill, because the more we kill, the more rewards we get. But at the same time, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Okay, there's some more bugs. Great. Let's see if they're gonna come. You know, we're gonna wait a couple turns here and there. Do we have a shot? We do. Low accuracy. We can get a little closer though. So it's gonna tell you how much AP you still have left after you've completed a move. In my case, I think I wanna move here. And then I still have enough for the suppressive fire. Yeah, decent. We're just gonna stay here.
Sir?
And take a shot with Carter as well.
Good job.
Also, the
Keep the
more
Xenos
we
off us.
use our Marines in the first mission, the more likely their stats are gonna grow. So we might actually go around the whole map after we've done the objective to try and kill any and everything. There's still a couple spots here on the map that we haven't been to. And I know that's very thorough, but every little bit of progress matters. So as long as we still have ammo and we haven't lost squaddy, we're fine. Though if we lose another squaddy, that'll suck. Okay, I think I'm fairly certain this map is empty now. We've killed every last alien. There's only a couple blind spots that I didn't explore. So we can now successfully leave the mission with 44 turns on the clock, 44 rounds on the clock. I know this is not how most people might be playing, but I do not care about the secondary objectives where we need to clear the mission within a certain amount of rounds, because this just gives you more promotion points. See, over here in this screen, promotion points are based on this. Although getting 4 out of 5 is probably better than getting just 3 out of 5, but I really just don't care about it, right? I'd rather kill all the Xenos because I get more stuff here. Alright, let's take a look at our squad members and how they did. So we have Igor here. Reduces movement cost by 2 per tile for the next 5 missions. That's really nice. That's really nice. Then we have Determined
You know, that's the job.
and
1/3
Determined.
ready to take on anyone.
So that's really nice. Okay, and so how's the kill count? 5, 2, 5, 6. So overall, pretty good performance out of everyone. We've rescued our one squad here, Goggin. So he was down, but he's rescued, so we lost no squads. So absolutely perfect. Alright, we're gonna finish this up. And that's not the end of the mission, because now we need to choose between protect settlement or smoke out nests. So we're gonna have to choose which one of these we are going to do next time. I don't particularly feel like either of these rewards are all that useful. Having less aliens on the map for the last mission is probably actually nice. I'm not too concerned with having hunters, so I'm probably gonna go with smoke out nests, which is supposed to be relatively easy anyway. So, but all that is going to be in the next episode. I'll see you then. Bye.